What's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham, and I'm your host of the Idol Breakdown. Let's get started.
Without coming up to tell you, I think we could have something special. Oh.
So we've got Elijah up first, an early standout, an early fan favorite.
I ain't watching TV today. Bad news, he can just stay away. If you ain't got anything good to say, then shut your mouth.
He does a ascending up run thing, which those are so hard. It goes back to when I said he can do pretty much any run you've ever heard of. Overall, he wasn't nailing it for me. He was doing fine. He was a little flat from time to time. The climactic vocal moments that are built into the arrangement of the song, he didn't crush. He didn't miss them. You got to crush those, in my opinion. He's first, which again is the worst spot to be in, but I think he's so well beloved and such a fan favorite that the producers put him there knowing he'd do really well to start the show off, to keep the viewers there, keep the ratings up at the top of the show, and that he wasn't in any danger, won't be in any danger of leaving. We'll find out. Paige.
We cry, we cheat our hearts and then we judge, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell and love no one could deny. All we ever said, I just wonder why you always want you.
Paige, the comeback kid. There are a lot of spoilers, and she showed up in a commercial. Like, you saw her face, and there are a lot of people commenting. And if you're looking at anything, you realized before this episode started that Paige is back, and she is back with a vengeance. She crushed this song. The band, golly, the band, especially in these first two songs, were so good. The song started off, like the arrangement with the band was like if Stranger Things was done by Tim Burton, and the chorus was like the standard rock out chorus, and then the second verse was like if Toto was the house band, groovy rock stuff, and then by the end it was like John Williams and Lion King. And yet all of it seems so organic and pieced together so well. Chef's kiss to Chris Pooley and the band and whoever arranged it, because it's very possible that her arrangement and vocal coach duo that they're all paired up with maybe arranged that. Or is Chris? I'll do some digging and find out. This was awesome. There is a comeback kid element to Paige that is going to help her big time, more so than if she would have actually made it into the judges' top 26. So we'll see if that can keep her going past this first cut. It's going to be a tough cut. I was looking at the people when in the post-Idol Breakdown show live Q&A that I do after the premiere, when this video actually comes out. I do an open live Q&A. That's why the premiere is totally the best way to watch it, because you watch the full episode. I'm in the chat. Oliver Steele's often in the chat. Ashley Tankard's always there. And some other great people. And right after that premiere, we go into a live Q&A. But someone in the live stream asked who I think is going to go home. 3 people from last night, 3 people tonight. And I just started looking through the lineup. I was like, oh, crap. We're already at the point of the show where whoever goes home, it's going to be sad. There's no obvious pick. Mary Beth Bird.
It's gonna lay foot down when it's sleeping. Locked on the taking the head of the bleeding.
Well, I was listening intently. Chanley, beside me, was looking up her skirt, trying to find it online, because that's how we watch American Idol. That's us. It's clear that Mary Beth is saying, I'm a country singer. She said that the whole time, but she's got so much soul and does some vocal control, like runs and things like that, that really appeals to me. This one was just straight down the center country with the twang. Country. And I think it's good for her, strategically, because we've learned that the biggest voting block for American Idol, the biggest voting block is made up of country fans. And who are they going to go for? Right now, it's just been Colin. He's just been the one that everyone's like, oh, that guy. And Warren. But she's like, hold on. I might be the most country singer here. And I actually think she is. My personal preference, as I've talked about before, I'm not a huge country fan. So straight down the middle country songs, they just don't get me. They don't do anything for me. So this performance, I wasn't really into, but that's just, I think, personal preference and musical taste that I have. They talked about big notes. She missed the first one. She nailed the others, which are more important because they're, toward the end. Wayani.
Yeah, it's been a long night and my baby's telling me to go home. But it's been a long time since I felt this good on my own.
Yo, Wayani, talk about just commanding the stage, in charge. I'm going to sing this song and you're going to take it. Really, really strong start. I love the attitude. She was ripping this song. She's a stone cold killer. Just has that ability to stand flat-footed and go for it. Not an imitation. She's not a karaoke singer. She's not imitating her favorite star. She is her own star. I will say the vibrato in the middle part of her range still throws me a little. I feel like it's shaky and the pitch kind of goes wonky for me. I'm not a big fan of that part of her voice, but she's showing she's got the goods. Some people, when it comes to stage presence, like you can scream and run around and say, come on, let's go, and get the crowd hype and the band and jump and be excited. That's not stage presence to me. That's just energy and participating. Stage presence is that special thing that really shines and you know it when you see it. Wayani has that. Michael Williams.
It's not just highs and lows and champagne toasts have come and no, love's not only the best days.
Yo, some of y'all owe Michael Williams an apology because I've been reading the comments and I've been watching the live streams and what you guys have to say about Michael. Y'all been doubting Michael. Y'all been saying he's just a pretty boy. Katie just has a crush on him. That's it. Just has falsetto stuff and he's good looking. That's it. Well, he wants to make sure you guys know that he is a bona fide singer. He is, after this performance, for me, he's shown that he is just as good of a singer as anybody else on the show. Those high notes were really, really good technique, strong, powerful, focused, centered, mixed voice. Other people would blow that out into chest voice, and that's where you get people saying someone was singing very yelly and shouty. Mixed voice is just laser focused and centered and not shouty at all, and he was nailing those, knocking those notes out of the park. Falsetto note was great. The key was great. This was really strong. Dawson.
Push my buttons anytime you got your finger on the trigger, but your trigger finger's mine. By the way,
Dawson can run.
oh, you say.
I didn't really know that. He hit a for real run, like an 8-note up and then back down with some trills run. I was super into this. I loved it. I thought it was very creepy Billie Eilish style. Another like just haunted Halloween Tim Burton feel of a song, and I was into it. Here's the problem. Will American Idol's voting demographic be into it? I don't know. And he hasn't had a lot of airtime, so this was a risk. And my first take, the first note I wrote was, he took a risk, but he may have needed to. Usually I'm totally against risks. I'm for do what you know you can kill. But he took a risk, and I was thinking, you know what? Maybe he needed to take a risk because he hasn't had a lot of airtime and he needs to shine. He needs to do something, and I think he succeeded. But then one of the Groove Crew members in the watch party, Copper Cowboy, said, yeah, but what if the voting people in America aren't into it? And I was like, oh, crap. I didn't even think about that. So I think he may be right. I think he's really genuine and authentic, and some people were saying he feels disconnected. It looks like he's disconnected even when the judges' comments. I think it's just comparison and contrast to everyone else who's like out of breath, and when the judges are like, you did great, like, thank you so much, and they're just really pushing it on because they want to seem grateful. They want to look like that. They want to be presented as that. And Dawson he just is. So he doesn't do that. He's like, thank you. Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate it. And that can seem disconnected when you see everyone else being so excited by the judges. I'm a big fan of Dawson. When I say members and watch party, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do a live stream of me watching American Idol with members of the Groove Crew. Members, how do you become a member is a common question, which I'm glad that's a common question. You hit the join button on the bottom right hand of this video. You have to be on a computer to see it. So get on your laptop or desktop, go to any of my videos, and you'll see the join button. It's $5 a month, and you get access to the live stream watch party where it's a great community. We had like 40-ish people last time. It was really fun. You also get access to the top 10 making video, and I cannot wait to show my top 10 to you guys. And I make a video of how I decide who the top 10 is. That's for members only. New members we have are Janet, Joan Slay, Tina Bauer, Lynn Fogel, Kevin Madden, Kayla Martin, Connor Allen, Sarah Calnage, Shirley, Emily, Lauren, Jake, Anne-Marie Henry, Ralph, Alderan, Ivy Try, Lizzie Sprague, JT, T.A. Branding, Janice Schaefer, Sean, Charlotte, Piano Susie, Trent Messick, Denny Lane, Molly Ellis, Lisa Russell, Megan Kay, S-Mac, Ruby, Julie, Mary Goldman, Melissa. Welcome to the Groove Crew. Hannah Nicolaisen.
Have you ever felt a lover? Just your head.
This is a tough one because just to be honest, she just missed a lot. She was flat, and then she missed some runs, and then she missed some big notes. She missed more than she got. It was pretty bad. And I wrote down, before Lionel even said anything, I wrote down, it doesn't seem like she is 100% as far as her voice goes. And then she says that she was very sick. So you gotta I commend her for not making excuses and giving it her best. There are ways to sing sick. Sometimes you're just stuck. You can't change the song, can't change the key. You just got to go for it and hope for the best. But there are techniques on how to sing sick where it still works out for you better than what Hannah showed. But that comes with experience. It's a tough one. It's really hard to critique just because she wasn't at her best. Luke starts talking about growth. I just want to say you've grown so much. Like, what a weird thing to say when she just does a poor job. And on top of that, she was fantastic from the beginning. Her audition was gorgeous. Idol loves to take responsibility and take credit when someone is really good and just make this narrative of look how they've grown while on the show. And it's sweet, but I don't think she's grown. I think she's always been this good. But then to say that after she has a tough performance is weird. Megan Danielle.
And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again.
Megan is a violent singer. I don't think there's any contestant on the show who's as good as taking a song by the throat and just ripping it apart. Just Tiana Jones, a contestant, that was on my season, a top 5 friend, would say they put her foot in it. Just put her foot in it and her weight in it, and just rips through this song. Great raps, just natural as it gets. I don't mind her closing her eyes that much, it just doesn't bother me. It would be better, it's always better to open your eyes, almost always better to open your eyes, but it's not a game changer, it's not a deal breaker. Lionel says she's a stylist. Within the first 5 seconds of her singing, you know exactly who it is. That's a big deal. Good note. Totally agree. Malik.
So what are you gonna do when the world don't open around you? Come on.
You missed a bit. I was really excited for Malik in picking this song. Great song. I thought he was just jumping around a little too much, and that might be the old man in me, but him running around and come on, sing along. I know you can do it. And they're very, very, they're strongly encouraged by producers to get the crowd going. We want high energy. It's Hawaii. They want to make their show look like a Hawaiian party. And so they need party songs and party actions and running around like that, getting people to sing and dance. But it's still American Idol, and we're still trying to showcase your voice. And he did well, but it was a little too much. Not necessarily, it's like his movement, constant movement, propelled his voice to do too much. And I really hope he keeps in the show and makes it. I worry about him because he didn't have a lot of airtime at all and didn't give us a big moment here. Ended strong, but I wanted a lot more. Olivia.
You got me feeling
Oh my gosh, that intro with the band just trash canning. Trash canning means just like no tempo, just hitting that note and the cymbals are going and then another hit, trash can. They were doing that and then she was just singing in the top 1% of the 1% of great singers. I was losing my mind. This was great. If you notice, she picks heavy hitter songs every single time. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, like big giant songs. And even when she did a Lionel Richie song, she made it epic diva-esque. And she nails this one. Drummer's having a field day, just chopping it up. This is one of my favorite vocal performances of the whole season. Colin. Had grit, power, reminded me at times of Johnny Lang, which is a big statement because Johnny's one of my favorite singers ever. He needed to nail something here. The past couple performances have been misses. He needed to nail something, and I think he did. I think he nailed it. The judges were confusing to me. They kept talking about confidence issues. I'm like, he seems really comfortable and really confident. I mean, you can't be, like, you have to be confident to yell out, "I love my mom." Which I'd love to get your opinion on. Were you guys into the "I love your mom," or were you like Lionel and like, hey, be a pro, don't do that? I think it gave him a net gain rather than a net loss. Like, I think it did good for him to say that, stood out. We're talking about it. But as far as performance goes, I thought it was strong. The judges weren't quite on the same page as me and a lot of the Groove Crew members in the watch party. I thought he did exactly what he needed to do. Tyson.
Don't you say goodbye.
I'm just waiting for Tyson to freak me out, make me yell and scream and run around the living room, because he's got the ability to do that. He's shown it in his duet with Kaylin Hodges, and he showed it in his audition, where I'm like, oh, of course, this guy's the best. This is the best of the whole season. But then he does this, and it's fine. He didn't do anything wrong. The climactic note where he stomps his foot, does like the Pee Wee Herman growl, the instead of the
There'll be no sunlight.
It just, I don't know. It wasn't doing it for me. It was like, look, a climactic moment, rather than a, oh my gosh, I'm losing it. That's what you want the climax of the song to do, especially when the whole band cuts out and you do a note or a run or something. You want it to crush, not just to be a, oh yeah, that was a, they stopped and then he did a little note. That was cool. And that's kind of what I got. Nutsa. Nutsa with the pimp spot. Gets the last spot on the show. And she goes for it. Noah says, don't move so much. And then Nutsa proceeds to do every dance move from Step Up in 90 seconds. And you know what? I'm fine with it. A lot of the judges were like, hey, I wonder what it'd be like if you just relaxed a little bit, because she's losing it up there. She's going crazy. Even Noah was like, whoa, what would happen if you didn't do so much movement? And Nutsa basically responded with, I don't know. I can't stop myself. Can't help it. And I think they keep doing it. Now, I would love to see what an epic ballad would sound like from her, where she's just standing, kind of like Olivia has done, just standing there and just hitting it. Like a Celine Dion type. She could totally do Celine Dion stage presence vibes and be extra and diva, but still in the same spot with a mic stand. Would love to hear that. Katie was talking about flipping the script that way. I'm down. I think she would kill that. But I'm also so down with her just going crazy, running around and dancing. The end was not spontaneous. Oh. There's no, if it was, I am so impressed. But it was to each beat of the song. Like, it had to have been choreographed. And it was great. Own it. It's choreographed. Plan that. Yeah, I like it. That's who I am. I dance. I wish I could dance like that and shimmy like that. I can't. But she can, so she should keep doing it. Here is my new top 10. Got a lot of movement. Again, this is just my personal favorite. This is if the show is all about who's Clark's favorite singer. And of course, it's not what that's about. But if it were, here's a top 10 for me. Next week, we have a 3-hour episode. A 3-hour episode. Back to back. Sunday night, and then another one Monday night. I was thinking, okay, maybe it's 3 hours, and then they won't do one the next day. No, they're just going to do another 3-hour one. So, we'll be here. We'll be here. Don't worry. I'll make a video. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. I'll see you then.
I'm Clark Beckham, and it sure would be a happy day if you would leave us a message.